everyone, this is me, Morgan B Bertsch, reporting for Kids First, age 12, and right now we're going to have a fantastic time, for we are at Dances with Films number 20, Unstoppable for 20 years. We're going to have a wonderful time because we're going to interview some fantastic people who have been in the industry for many years and have been doing some remarkable things. So come on, let's go and see what they have in store and watch some films and have a wonderful time.
Well, that's a great question. I grew up on the west coast of British Columbia, and I spent a lot of my childhood vacations and summers flipping rocks and, walking in the tidal pools. And so for me, this is a story that happened in my own backyard, and that's what inspired me.
Wow, so you actually had starfish in your own backyard. So what was it like? Did you ever play with them or anything like that? Or did you leave them alone? Or how was your connection with the starfish?
Yeah, I have to say as a kid, I probably picked them up and handled them a little bit more than I probably should have. But now that I'm older and I kind of realize that sometimes it's nice just to look at the wildlife and enjoy it from afar.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, that's good,
Yeah.
You just enjoy for what it is.
Yeah.
Also, what was one of your favorite things? Do you remember the feeling that you had when you were a child, when you were able to play with them and be able to enjoy that? And what was your feeling making the film as well?
Absolutely. When I was a kid, I loved, picking up a starfish, and when you flip them over, you see they've got millions of little legs, and their stomachs actually come out to eat. That's how they eat. So yeah, it's kind of a neat experience, holding a starfish like that. And making the film, I think as an adult making the film, it was great just to learn a lot more about marine life and that starfish are actually the wolves of the tidal pool. They're top keystone predators. So everything moves heaven and earth to get out of their way, which I never knew.
That is actually very interesting because nobody would actually suspect that. They would be like, oh, it's cute. And then you'd be like, if you were in a tidal pool, you'd be like, what the? Get away. So that's very interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Also, what would you say was one of your favorite things about being able to meet the marine divers who were able to go and capture the footage for you? And did you enjoy that aspect of being able to portray that and being able to do that?
Absolutely. The thing I guess that surprised me the most was that these scientists, they're so passionate about what they do. They study all these weird creatures and you wouldn't think that it would be interesting to the average person, but I'm an average person and I found it fascinating, and they're so passionate about it.
I know, I absolutely love dolphins. I found them to be inspirational. They're very smart and everything, and you're just like, whoa, that's crazy. And also, what do you think was one of the very intelligent things that you would be able to learn about the starfish, and what was one of your favorite intriguing things that you got to learn about them while making the film?
Well, learning that they are a keystone predator was a big kind of realization for me, but I think the film... after watching the film, or what I hope people learn is that when you take one thing out of the system, it topples everything else. There's a balance that happens. So you take out the lions out of the Sahara Desert, or out of the desert or the jungle or whatever, and that kind of affects every other creature and every other species. And the same thing happens with starfish.
Also, is there any way that we can be able to help the beautiful starfish by being able to take anything out of our drinks or being able to pick up the trash or anything such as that?
I think the biggest thing that you can do to help, it really comes down to temperature of the water, and that's why this disease was triggered. So anything that we can do to help lower the temperatures of our ocean are going to be a big help to the starfish. And I think the most important thing is just try and do one thing every day that's going to be good for the environment.
Definitely, because we can always do something. Everybody, clean up some trash, Definitely, always try and do something. And lastly, what's your connection to the ocean? Like, do you know how to surf or swim or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, I do, but I'm not very good. But I love swimming and boating and getting out on the water for sure.
Well, thank you so much for this interview,
Thank
Kate
you.
Green. It's fantastic to meet you.
Pleasure.
And I absolutely love talking to you.
Thank you. It was lovely. Good luck.
Same.